Somebody asked me, Kirk, what's your thoughts on a woman approaching a man, the man that she likes? And to be honest, I'm not against it. I don't think it's a bad idea. But I think there's a better idea out there. I think a better idea would be to align yourself so that he recognizes you and he sees you. And I think from there, if he doesn't approach or if he doesn't come to you, I think you should just let the one go. And that's because you're not everybody's cup of tea, right? But you see, just like Ruth and Boaz, that story in the Bible, when Naomi told Ruth, hey, go on to such and such. You don't have to say anything, just go on to such and such. And if you are asked something, just answer with this. And so Ruth was told to go and align herself. So you know where the man that you desire, you know where he's at, you know where he works. Go and align yourself. Go towards that space. Go in that space, go in that place, show yourself. And if he recognizes you, he'll approach you. When he recognizes you, he'll know exactly what to do. When he recognizes you, see, the thing is, a man has to recognize you. And it's not necessarily when you say hi, or when you half naked, or when you half dressed, or when your ass cheeks are out. That's not the recognition that I'm speaking about. Soul recognize souls. I don't think it's necessary for you to approach a man, but I think the man that you want, you have to know where they're at. You have to know where they be at. You have to know the places that they go, the places that they thrive, the places that they own. You have to know. And that, if you think about it, that's what a lot of these other people be doing. A lot of women be doing. They get the man that they want. Now, many of you stay at home. Many of you stay at home. You don't leave your home. You go to the grocery store. And that's it. And a lot of, I get it. Because sometimes there ain't shit out there, right? Ain't nothing out there. But if you stay in your home, you will not be found. Nobody will see you. Nobody will find. Nobody will discover the gold and treasure that you are. And sometimes you have to be in that space. You have to know the man that you desire. Listen, Google them. Google it. Where do men go? Where do high value men go? The man that I desire. The man who have this much money. The man who does this. Where do they go? What do they do? Where do they work? You have to learn to align yourself around those men. And when you align yourself, I'm telling you, a man will come. A man will come to you. Now, I know a lot of women won't approach a man because you're scared of rejection. Rejection sometimes can be very scary. It can be very scary, especially when the man that you approach ignores you or don't talk or don't say much to you and say, no, I'm good, I'll pass, which men don't usually say that. A man will take your number still, but he just won't text. Because we don't want, I think men, when you approach a man, the way how we do to you is not what you all do to us. And I think when you look at what women do to men when they're not interested, sometimes you are mean. And so I think you think men do the same thing. Men don't do the same thing. Men don't be like, who you talking to? Look at me or look at you. A man will talk to you and he will be nice and cordial because he's respectful. Because if it's the type of man that you desire, you know he's respectful. The type of man that you desire is respectful, right? So when you approach that man, he will be respectful. But however, and he might take your number just not to hurt your feelings, but he won't call you and text you. And if a man is not calling you or texting you, you should leave it right there. Regardless, you should leave it right there. Because when you are the one who make those moves on a regular basis, you will never know where you stand. You will never know what you are doing wrong. You will never know if you want to stay or not because you're the one who's pushing. You are the one who is trying and you are the one who's doing. And therefore, you will never know. You will never be sure. You will always be insecure of the relationship or where you stand. You will never know where you stand. And so I believe just like, the book of Ruth said, well, it didn't say it, but the story, go where Boaz, the man, Boaz, this is where he's going to be tonight. Go there and let him notice you. And when he notices you, you know what to do. He tell you exactly what to do. We need to come back in that space. Now we have women proposing to men and asking men to marry. I'm not in too much agreement with it, but again, if it works, right? But as a 40-something-year-old man, I wouldn't, I wouldn't want my woman to propose to me. You know, like why? Why didn't I propose? Why? What took me so long? What am I doing? What do I want? Sometimes the truth is, man, if a man don't recognize you, and sometimes, the man that you want just don't want you, and you begin to question that. Sometimes everybody don't want you. Everybody don't want you. Everybody don't want me. Everybody don't want them. Everybody don't want everybody. Everybody's not everybody's cup of tea, but you have to know who's your type. You have to know who's into you. What type of men are into you. And then you can see what you're giving off. You can see what you are doing to make those men be into you, what you're wearing, or what kind of clothes or makeup or your hair. I mean, because there's a reason why they are drawn to you. It's just not because there's always a reason why some men or women are drawn to you. But I really believe that you should, you shouldn't necessarily approach. And if you do it and it works, then hey. But a man who is powerful, a man who's successful, a man who, the type of man that you guys want, those men will come to you if they want you, when they recognize you. But the thing is, again, he has to recognize you. If a man don't recognize you, no matter how much time you sleep with him, no matter how much time he speak to you, no matter how much time you try, it doesn't go far. He has to recognize you. The energy that you are, the spirit, the soul. Recognition is a very big deal. To be recognized, that means you feel familiar. That means I've seen you somewhere. I've been with you. I've held you. I've spoken to you in my dreams. Recognition is very powerful. So I'm saying, should you approach a man? Probably not. But I would think that you should be aligned to those men. Then they'll do the rest. You know what I mean? Yes.